Did you know that The Substance, the film that has made the whole world talk about women over 40, brought a brutal truth that nobody wants to admit? Demi Moore played an actress who was fired simply for being middle-aged, showing how our society considers women disposable after a certain age. But here's what they don't want you to know. There's a select group of women who not only ignore these cruel rules, but completely destroy them. And no, it has nothing to do with plastic surgery or money in the bank. These women discovered something that the American elite of 2025 is embracing, a bolder and more confident approach to presenting themselves to the world, so they stand out where others disappear. But there's a problem. Most women continue following old elegance rules that simply don't work anymore in the modern world. I'm Carol. I'm 39 years old, and for years I made these mistakes myself. When I was younger, I thought elegance was about having the most expensive clothes or following all fashion trends. So I spent fortunes trying to fit into a standard that actually made me look desperate. But then I discovered something that changed everything. If you want to learn to be elegant and transform your elegance into something profitable, subscribe to the channel now, activate the bell, and leave a like. Because what I'm going to tell you today can completely change how people see you and how you see yourself. You know what I noticed watching the phenomenon of Severance and the White Lotus that dominated 2025? These series show characters who command respect not for what they wear, but for the presence they carry. And this presence, my dear, can be built by any of us. The secret is understanding that true luxury in 2025 no longer shouts, it whispers with confidence. The most elegant women in the world discovered that real sophistication comes from details that cost very little, but make all the difference. So if you're tired of feeling invisible, if you want people to treat you with more respect, if you want to have that magnetic presence that makes heads turn, but without having to spend a fortune, then keep watching. But if you prefer to keep complaining that elegance is only for those who have money, you can stop right here. And if you want to be an elegant and sophisticated traveler, don't forget to check out my ebook, Be Elegant While Traveling, Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler. The link is in the first pinned comment. Now, let me tell you a story that will open your eyes. Remember the quiet luxury phenomenon that exploded after Succession? Kendall Roy wore $2,000 t-shirts that looked basic, but whispered class. So people became obsessed with deciphering the secret codes of the rich. But here's what they didn't realize. You don't need the $2,000 t-shirt to have the same effect. What I'm going to teach you today are the 10 secrets that women like Charlize Theron and Cate Blanchett use daily, but that cost very little or nothing to implement. These are the silent habits that make any woman look like she was born into high society, even if her bank account says otherwise. But before continuing, I need to warn you, if you're expecting tips on how to fake being rich or tricks to fool people, you're in the wrong place. True elegance isn't about pretending. It's about developing an authentic presence that naturally commands respect. Truly elegant women understand that sophistication starts from the inside out, so they cultivate daily habits that become part of their identity. But here's what most people don't tell you. These habits are surprisingly simple. Do you know why most women fail to look elegant? Because they focus on the obvious. Expensive clothes, designer bags, brand name shoes. But women who really impress know that true elegance is in the details that nobody consciously notices, but everyone feels. It's like the effect that the new powder pink trend caused on the 2025 runways. It looks simple, but creates an instant impression of sophistication. So it's not about being complicated, it's about being strategic. Now, you can continue doing what you've always done, buying expensive clothes hoping someone will notice, copying influencer looks that don't work in your daily life, or trying to impress with things that drain your bank account. But the result will always be the same. You'll continue feeling insecure and pretending to be someone you're not. Or you can choose the path that truly sophisticated women chose. Focus on authenticity, elegant simplicity, and the details that really matter. Because when you master these secrets, something magical happens. You no longer need to try to impress anyone. People are simply impressed. And the most interesting part? Research shows that 40% of luxury purchases in 2025 are influenced by the person's online experience. So how you present yourself digitally is also part of your modern elegance, but that's just one of the secrets I'm going to reveal. So tell me, which of these situations have you experienced? Walking into an environment and feeling like all the women looked you up and down? Or worse, feeling like you're completely invisible? Because after today, That's going to change. The 10 secrets I'm going to share will give you the tools to enter any environment with the confidence of someone who knows exactly who they are and the value they carry. First secret, the power of silent posture. Do you know what's the first thing people notice about you before even seeing your clothes or makeup? Your posture. But I'm not talking about that forced posture that makes you look like a soldier. I'm talking about the posture that communicates confidence effortlessly, that makes you occupy your space naturally. Elegant women understand that posture is silent body language. So when you walk with purpose, sit with awareness, and move with intention, you're sending subconscious signals that you're someone important. But here's the secret nobody tells you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Have you noticed how women like Ana de Armas or Margot Robbie manage to dominate a red carpet, not just for their beauty, but for the way they move? They understood that elegance is conscious movement. In practice, this means having an invisible thread pulling the top of your head upward, relaxed but firm shoulders, and steps that show you know where you're going, even when you don't. When you're sitting, imagine there's a rope connecting your crown to the ceiling. And never ever look at the floor while walking. You're not looking for lost coins. You're commanding your territory. The most fascinating part? Research shows that people with good posture are automatically perceived as more trustworthy and competent, even before they open their mouth. So your spine is literally your first statement of authority. Second secret, the art of sophisticated simplicity. In 2025, true elegance embraced elevated minimalism, simple pieces with exceptional details, impeccable craftsmanship, and fabrics that speak for themselves. So smart women stopped competing with quantity and started impressing with quality. But here's what you need to understand. It's not about having the most expensive wardrobe, it's about having the smartest wardrobe. A well-cut white shirt is worth more than 5 mediocre blouses. A blazer that fits you perfectly is more powerful than 3 that fit more or less. And you know what I discovered? The most coveted bags of 2025, like Alaya's Latecal, are recognized by their silhouette, not by their screaming logo. So true elegance today is about having pieces that people who understand fashion recognize, but that don't need to scream for attention. Let me give you a practical example. Instead of buying 5 pairs of cheap shoes that will fall apart in 6 months, invest in 2 quality pairs that will last years, 1 nude and 1 black. Prefer natural fabrics like cotton, linen, and wool that age well, instead of synthetics that look cheap after a few washes. The trick is creating a capsule wardrobe where everything talks to each other. So your basic pieces, that perfect black pants, the impeccable white shirt, the blazer that makes you powerful, become the foundations for infinite looks. It's elegance mathematics. Fewer pieces, more combinations, more sophistication. And here's a secret that celebrity stylists know. A well-made piece always looks more expensive than it really is. Do you know why? Because quality reveals itself in the fit, durability, and how the fabric behaves on your body. That's what separates an elegant woman from a woman who just spends money. Third secret, personal care as sacred ritual. Here's a truth that might hurt. Elegant women never neglect their personal care, even when they're going through difficulties, because they understand that taking care of yourself isn't vanity, it's self-respect. But I'm not talking about complicated routines that take hours of your day. I'm talking about consistency in small details. Always clean nails, always combed hair, always pressed clothes. These seemingly insignificant details separate an ordinary woman from a woman who attracts attention through elegance. And here's a secret I learned observing truly sophisticated women. They treat their personal care as a sacred ritual, not as a boring obligation. So when you change your mindset about taking care of yourself, everything changes. I'll give you practical examples. Before leaving the house, always take one last look in the mirror, not to judge yourself, but to make sure you're presenting your best version. Always have some basic items in your bag for touch-ups. A lipstick, a small comb, tissues. If you wear nail polish, remove it when it starts to chip. Better natural and clean nails than worn nail polish. Your hair is your natural frame, so keep it always clean and with an up-to-date cut. It doesn't need to be an elaborate hairstyle. A well-done ponytail is more elegant than messy hair styled with the world's most expensive brush. And pressed clothes? That's non-negotiable. A wrinkled shirt can ruin the most expensive outfit on the planet. So have the iron as your best friend. 5 minutes pressing a piece makes more difference than an hour choosing accessories. Elegant women also know that personal hygiene goes beyond the obvious. They take care of details that others ignore. Always fresh breath, clean teeth, subtle but present perfume. Because elegance is about making people feel good in your presence, not uncomfortable. Fourth secret, body language that commands respect. The way you speak, gesture, and position yourself in conversations reveals more about your class than any expensive clothes. Elegant women have mastered the art of nonverbal communication that makes people feel important in their presence. This means controlled gestures, well-modulated voice, confident eye contact, but mainly, it means being a genuine listener. Because here's a secret, elegant people make others feel elegant too. Fifth secret, environment as extension of personality. An elegant woman never lives in disorganized environments because she understands that the space around her reflects who she is inside. So even if her house is simple, it's always clean, organized, and cozy. But here's what most people don't realize. Organization isn't about perfection, it's about intention. Every object has its place. Every environment has its purpose. And this reflects in how you organize yourself internally too. Sixth secret, continuous education as differential. Truly sophisticated women never stop learning. They understand that intellectual elegance is as important as aesthetic elegance. So they read, inform themselves, develop well-founded opinions on various subjects. This doesn't mean being pedantic or showing off. It means having content to sustain an interesting conversation, having genuine curiosity about the world, having perspectives that go beyond the superficial. Seventh secret, kindness as trademark. Truly elegant women treat everyone with the same respect, regardless of social position. They understand that true class is revealed in how you treat those who can't do anything for you. So a woman can be wearing the most expensive outfit in the world, but if she treats the waiter badly or is rude to employees, all her elegance disappears instantly. Eighth secret, authenticity as greatest luxury. In a world full of facades and filters, authenticity has become the greatest luxury of all. Elegant women stopped trying to be perfect and started being genuine. They embraced their quirks, their unique tastes, their true personality. Because here's a truth that might shock. People are more attracted to those who are authentically imperfect than to those who are artificially perfect. Ninth secret, the art of saying no with elegance. Sophisticated women understand that elegance is also about boundaries, knowing when to say no and how to say it gracefully. They don't let themselves be run over by people or situations that don't respect their value. This means having clear standards about how you want to be treated, but communicating these standards with firmness and gentleness simultaneously. 10th secret, silent confidence that comes from within. And we arrive at the most powerful secret of all. True elegance is a state of mind. It's not about convincing others that you're important. It's about knowing, deep in your heart, that you're valuable exactly as you are. When you develop this silent confidence, it radiates through every gesture, every word, every choice you make. And that, my dear, can't be bought with any amount of money. So now you have the 10 secrets that truly elegant women use to stand out without shouting, to impress without trying, to command respect by simply being themselves. But here's the final truth. Knowing these secrets isn't enough. You need to choose to implement them, one by one, until they become a natural part of who you are. Because true elegance isn't a destination. It's a daily journey of small, conscious choices that, accumulated, create a magnetic presence that speaks louder than any shout. Tell me in the comments, which of these secrets are you going to start implementing today? And which one surprised you the most? Your participation makes all the difference and motivates me to continue bringing content that truly transforms lives. And don't forget, if you want to learn more about how to be elegant while traveling and impress wherever you go, check out my ebook, Be Elegant While Traveling, Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler. The link is in the first pinned comment. Until the next video, keep shining with elegance.